In this tutorial, we're going to be covering the Restrictions tab for quizzes. So if I click on the Restrictions tab, the first thing I'm going to see is that the status of this quiz is inactive. When this is inactive, it means that students are not going to be able to take the quiz. So you want to make sure you change this to active so students are able to access it. You can create start and end dates and display them on the calendar here, but please note that between these start and end dates, the students will have access to this. Outside of these start and end dates, the students will not be able to take this quiz. Scrolling down a little bit, we get to the time limit. By default, this is set to 120. You cannot leave the time limit blank. You have to put something in there. But if you don't want to enforce it, just leave the box for enforce unchecked. When a student comes in and takes the quiz, it will say, this quiz is estimated to take you 120 minutes if there's no enforced time limit. You also may want to show the clock if you do have a time limit on here. The grace period is how many minutes before this is flagged as late. So if they have 2 hours to take the exam and that was enforced, is it going to automatically submit after 5 minutes, or when is it going to be considered late? You can come down here then, and if you are using a time limit, we would strongly recommend doing the auto submit attempt. If you do want to allow normal submissions, and because you're not enforcing the time limit, then you can just click this allow normal submission. Down here under advanced availability is where you can allow individual users special access to the quiz, meaning you can have special settings for individual students or a group of students. So perhaps if you have a student that needs to take the quiz either early or late, or you have a student that requires extra time, you can set this up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Add Users to Special Access. On this page then, you can adjust the start and end date for individual students. You can adjust the time limit. I'm going to go ahead and adjust the time limit here to 150 minutes and enforce that. And then I'm going to come down here and add a student. I'm going to add Alan to my list. And I'm going to click Add Special Access. And now I can come down here and see that Alan Paterka has 150 minutes. Only I'm going to see this. Alan will not actually see this, and nor will the other students.